Good evening everyone, welcome to episode 13 of Nether Expedition. As you can see, we've got Martyn up here. He's just having a bit of a wander at the moment. First we're going to cover a couple of things. The ghast farm is working about as efficiently as one might expect, considering their spawning conditions. First thing I can just quickly show you up here is the golem problem appears to have been sorted. I'm not entirely sure what was causing it still, but took a look at things. They were perfectly fine. Came back. They'd sort themselves out. One thing I'm going to sort out is we had a zombie spawn in here. I don't know if that means I should convert the floors over to half slabs as well, but I've seen them spawn on the tops of the chambers inside the ghast farm, so I'm not sure that's going to help much, and you'll see why in a moment. Okay, just pop down here. Zombies. Zombies. Damn. Oh boy. Okay, I've spent most of a week building this. See? He's on half slabs there. He couldn't have gone from anywhere else. He's just stood on half slabs. He's not doing any harm there for the moment, so... Yep, this goes quite a ways. This is practically every single melon that I have managed to spawn over the course of a week. So, glad I don't normally play on this map for quite so long. But something I did hit on the way back here is this gigantic space. Let me just change my render distance so you can get a better idea of this. Because this is one gigantic cavern. This is possibly one of the largest Nether caverns I have ever seen. I'm sure this must take up a substantial portion of the actual height of the Nether. It's just massive. And I feel like I have to build something here. I mean, it's just standing here doing nothing. I have to put something in this gigantic space. So, just as a quick reminder, I do take challenges and suggestions for things to do in the show, and if you happen to have any kind of idea, like, I don't know, kill a ghast with a golden nugget or something, I don't know, by all means, post them in the comments, and I shall put them up on the challenge board, and we'll see what we can do. Bear in mind that I am, of course, limited to what I can do around here. I only have a select few resources that I can get with reasonable speed and efficiency. I should check if there's any more zombies up here. But yeah, I will take pretty much any challenge you can get within those restrictions, and we shall see what we can do. Obviously, I am not going to do crazy things like kill myself, or kill off every single villager, or all sorts. Or, ideally, I won't even fight an iron golem, because they will punch me into oblivion. But, I will do other things. I will do things that will potentially lead to my demise, but ideally I'd rather not. But it's your challenge, I guess. He's investigating the melon farm for once. That makes a change. We haven't seen much in here for some reason. I don't know why. I haven't seen a single new mushroom spawn in here. But we did that test, and it clearly showed that they can. So I'm not sure what's happening. And Martyn is just going over everywhere, because he's going to be giving us a hand around. And what we're going to be doing today... no. Are you stuck there? Really now? Okay, fine. As long as you follow, I don't mind. Right, so what we're going to be doing today is... On the word of things to do, I'm actually running on a short list. And what we're going to be doing today, predominantly, is we're going to be trying to find the fortress's library. And they're a hard thing to find. And they're also a harder thing to investigate, because they're built like a maze. Whew, iron leggings are almost out. Let's make a set of armor then. And... if we can find the library, we can probably get together some bookshelves, at the very least. I'm not sure what we would do with bookshelves at this particular point, but they'll be something handy. Okay, chestplate, helmet, boots. Right. I don't know if we can find... I don't know if you can actually find enchantment tables inside of a library, but if we can, all the better. Because I've got over 50 levels now, and that's entirely from killing ghast and pigmen and all sorts around here. A lot of them just as a matter of course of having to live around here. Let's take this down. And my mouse is giving up, unfortunately. Because it's kind of old. I'm not entirely sure how long I've had this mouse, but a fair bit of time, really. But yeah, I'm going to try and find a new one by the time of the next episode, because it might have actually just given up entirely by then. What else? Ah yes, 1.3 has a actual release date now. It's apparently, according to Jeb, going to be released for August 1st. Ooh, my pickaxe is almost gone, just noticed that. So that gives me, well, the majority of July now to get other stuff done. It's especially good because I believe one of the things you can actually find inside of a library is ice blocks. I'm not really sure why those are in there, but there are ice blocks in there, and if by the time 1.3 comes around, probably not going to be very useful in the Nether. So if we can find some of those sharpish, we might actually be able to get a few more things going, like potions. Potions would be fantastic. But I could also get the iron golem farm working at higher efficiency. Okay, so where are we going to look, huh? Your show, which direction? No, I've been down here. I'm pretty sure I've covered everywhere down here. There's over there, but that's covered with lava. I don't think you want to go down there. We could try and do something with the super portal that's down here, and currently tremendously deactivated. But there isn't really much we can really do with all this obsidian. I mean, we can't get rid of it. Creepy noise. Okay, let's go back here. Are you sure it was this way? Because there's nothing here, really. Okay, let's take a look around here then, shall we? Big zombie. I have been around here before. Where's mine gone? You can't be stuck there, surely. Alright, fine. That better? Really now? Really? What the... Apparently your pathfinding kind of sucks. Wow. That's kind of impressive, actually. And there goes my pick. Okay, well, I'm going to wall you in a little bit and leave you behind for a moment. Because the last thing I want to do is lose my only librarian, my only Martyn. Okay, let's get a new pick in there, shall we? So what is around here? I presume this is where he was indicating. Yeah, I've been down here before when like, actually having that battle with that big ghast, I got blasted down here at one point. There isn't all that much, really. I've been down here for some glowstone before. And there's the struts. This is an interesting thing that Nether fortresses do every now and then, is they have to build their support struts. That much always goes really far down. But every now and then, they will build something that goes like across. Like that's a hallway right there. But that might even be our melon farm. And that just goes straight down to the lava pool for no particular reason whatsoever. But that is an odd thing. But that does mean that they can give us quite a bit more Nether brick, which is a benefit as long as I'm careful and don't manage to kill myself in the lava. Okay. Nothing around here, so let's Kool-Aid guy our way back in. And because it's dying, Martyn, now you can get in? Now? Jeez. Well, come on, get back in here. There you are. Thank you. Hey. Okay, I'm beginning to see the frustration some people have with villagers. But, he can't have been indicating out of here. No, because that's the top road that leads over to view of the, Super Bowl, so that can't be it. I've spotted the place by now, if that was the case. Okay, what do we know about libraries? We know that they have a lot of bookshelves in them, because they're libraries. We know that they're big, we know that they're made predominantly of nether brick, and we know that they're built like mazes. Over to the side. Alright. I'm taking the absolute largest number of liberties I could possibly be taking here with your navigation. But maybe we'll get lucky. Could be through here. No, actually, it might not be. Because I know that. And that's over top the... Oh, we've gone into Nether Rack now, so we've exited the general confines. Yep. This would be our melon farm. I keep thinking it's the melon farm because it's made now predominantly of melon, but no, this is actually our ghast farm. Did you mean this one? Because that's also a dead end. And then if I dig this way, I'm just going to hit the lobby. But I may have hit the lobby already in this. Let's take a look. Yep. There we go. Same place. New story. Okay, so... What? Where are we going to go now, exactly? Hmm? Don't stare at me, come on. We've already been down there. We've just checked there. Come on. Somewhere new, please. I will leave you behind if you don't come along. This way then, right. Well, there's breaks down here, so... That is not a place we want to be going. No. No. Do not want you going down there into lava. Note to self. If you ever need a tour guide, make sure it's not a villager. You could... seriously? Alright, fine. We'll do it your way. Yep. Just block that back off. Okay, so is it somewhere over here? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Somewhere over here and on the left. Because as I distinctly recall, that's mostly Blaze Spawner. You have seen the... Where did he just go? Martyn. If I ever need a tour guide, do not get a villager. Noted. Okay, see, that's a Blaze Spawner. That's the only thing down there, to my knowledge. In fact, the majority of this side is a lava field. I'm not sure exactly what you're looking for here. What's up? Oh. Right, yes. Fair enough. Come on, over here. I'm beginning to disbelieve your capacity to jump. Now this just stops at Netherrack as well. It can't be over here. That's the problem with pretty much all Nether Fortress structures, is they spawn... they can spawn entirely embedded in Netherrack, such that you'll never actually really find them until you try and dig them out. Hey. Right, so, there's up here. I think he's getting spooked off by these guys. Ah, oh boy. This one. 2 free. Anyone else around? Where's Martyn? Come on. I believe I saw another one around here. Where's he gone? There he is. In the fire. Or at least behind it. My armor is still holding, remarkably. Okay, you said on the left, right? Because, again, all we have here is the dramatic hole that I really shouldn't lead you anywhere near, and actually, there is a corridor down there. We're gonna have to walk past that blaze spawner for it, though. Right, you had better behave yourself down here. Nope, that leads into the portal over here. Is this what you were referring to? Nope, because I remember this. I found this place when I was looking for a broken bridge to rebuild for the melon challenge we had last time. Martyn? I am not going there. You cannot convince me that the library is that direction. Come on. Let's get out of here, shall we? Probably should drop some goodies off it somewhere. Yeah, I'm not carrying that much, really. Yeah, let's get away from the blaze spawner. Because I don't want to be stood near that thing. And you're going to be angry at me, I'm sure. Huh? Nope. Apparently not, but you're going to scare Martyn off. Where are you running to, man? This way? I actually haven't been down this way. Which is weird, because it's like the easiest pieces of glowstone I could possibly have acquired. Torches. Oh, I might know this. Nope. I don't know this. Really? Right. Well, as long as you're following me, I can be reasonably certain you'll be okay. Let's go around here. Nope, nope, and nope. But let's take a look, shall we? Okay, this continues. And then it stops. Nothing there then. That's a funny thing to watch. Along here. Nope, this stops as well. If I hit something there. Along here. Last one. Nope, this stops as well. Well, actually, wasn't there... When we were by the blaze spawner... No, that'd be from the other tower. Okay. You're sure you know where this place is, right? Ay. Next time he tells me that he actually knows where something really awesome is, I should... One moment, everyone. Right, sorry about that. I should really just unplug my phone, because it's apparently decided to be very talkative tonight. Okay, well, we haven't missed much here, so... Okay, next time he actually tells me that he's found something awesome, I should actually ask him to give me some reasonable proof. Like a map, or something. Some piece of evidence. And, wow, they're having a party over on your house. Okay, well, where haven't we looked? We haven't looked up this tower. which means, sir, I'm gonna have to go through you. Yep, that was the sound of my trousers breaking. But he's not coming to help, so... okay for now. Oop, spooky noise. You're on the first step, come on! Jeez. He jumps up on his tables all the time. I don't know what the problem is now. And you guys have no beef with me. Or pork, as the case may be, I guess. Oh, there's a render. Okay, this goes on. Ah, this is all fine. Anything? Nothing? Nothing, I think. If there was anything here, I'd have seen it by now. Okay, so this is another dead end. I may have to have words with Martyn after this. Hey. Oh, well, I guess I will tell you guys, I can tell you guys a story or something, I don't know. The Higgs boson is in the news recently as being apparently discovered. More or less confirmed that it's been discovered. Whoop, hello. And the Higgs boson is important because it's believed to be the particle that's responsible for basically anything having mass. Which is, of course, the capacity to have weight. So, it's some pretty heavy stuff. Yuck, yuck, yuck. But today I was having, it's also known as the God particle, which is a misleading name for a bunch of reasons. Namely, it was originally going to be called the goddamn particle because it was so hard to find. But as a consequence of that name, there's a lot of people who are very... there's a lot of idiots on Twitter, for one thing, who are saying that, hey, science has proved God. Which is not a subject I'm going to be describing here. Don't worry about that much. I could literally go on for days on that subject. But because of that relation, it's being discussed on a lot of religious sites, such as the Christianity subreddit on Reddit, which is not a place I visit all that often. But they were having a discussion about the Higgs, and they're, how should I put this? They're clearly not scientists of any sort or description. So, I popped in to clarify some things. And I'm not really... I could theoretically call myself a scientist, but I don't have degrees or diplomas or anything in any of that. The most I ever really claim to be is the most informed person in the room. I'm not like an expert on science, but I tend to know more than the layman or the average Joe. So I popped in to clarify some things, and the biggest thing I've been describing is quantum physics, because there is this contention that something cannot come out of nothing. You have to have the cause and effect, essentially. Well, that's more timeline stuff. They were fairly okay with how I was describing things, but it was this contention that things can actually come out of nothing, because quantum particles are... Oop, Walter's having a bit of a roll. Quantum particles are things that are smaller than atoms, smaller than light. They are quite probably the smallest things in the entirety of existence, by substantial margin. And basically, they are so small that at quite a few points they don't... cracking knuckles, they don't actually exist. They flit in and out of existence pretty happily, and they're the quantum level of reality is basically where probability rather than normal physics works. If the odds say yes, then it'll happen. In fact, if the odds say it could possibly potentially happen, then the quantum level is quite happy to fulfill that. But yeah, I've been describing probably the deepest thing I've been describing is the Hartle-Hawking no boundary condition, and that is where things get really crazy. How do I describe it? Okay, well, according to the Big Bang Theory, which we now know to be true, in fact, as we go back in time throughout history, we get space starts to contract and become smaller, and everything rewinds and closes in on one singular location. That much we know. What we don't know is what created the Big Bang, which is the part that people quite often decide to put God in for some reason. The Hartle-Hawking no-boundary condition, and I should probably qualify, when you go back, time also stops. It's like when you approach absolute density, and when you start to get to that tiny, smaller than an atom point in space-time, time ceases to exist. The laws of physics cease to exist. And basically, when you get to that point, the universe is about the size of a quantum particle. Probably slightly bigger, slightly smaller, I'm not particularly sure on the exact specifics. But according to the Hartle-Hawking no-boundary condition, in that period when there was no time, quantum particles were basically the only thing around. Literally, the only thing. So, to the point where they were probably the first things as well. And when they popped into existence, energy arose, basically. I don't recall specifically if it's from the particles themselves existing or if it's from the particles interacting, but energy appeared. I had one particularly intelligent Christian on Our Christianity say that it was from quantum particles meeting their own antiparticle and annihilating. To which my response was, okay, what happens when particles annihilate? They release energy. And annihilation is two things basically exploding as they encounter one another. But yeah, that energy then meant that there was now space, which then meant that there was a lot of stuff going on, which then meant Big Bang, in short. Which basically, in short, in a nutshell, in a Martyn rather than a Walter, is the universe could potentially have come from nothing. Just as a spontaneous creation. No cause, no intention, nothing. That doesn't seem to have gone down well with the people in Our Christianity, although a fair few of them have been okay with that notion. Because then they can just say that God created the first quantum particle or something. One guy is... How should I put this? Considering we're talking about mass and matter and all such popping up, he's very, very dense. He keeps citing the exact same things over and over and over. He doesn't really seem to be paying much attention to anything I have to say. What's the number he keeps coming up? 1.6 times 10 to the 60th kilograms. Which is, give or take, the sum total of matter in the universe. And he keeps saying, oh, this much matter couldn't possibly have popped in from existence. And I keep telling him it didn't. In the beginning there was no matter. No, he keeps saying that. I keep explaining to him that all of that matter came from the energy, which you could squish into a pebble and just hold it in your hand, bounce on your nose, I don't care what, but it really wouldn't care. It's like energy doesn't... Energy needs space to exist, but it does not itself occupy pretty much any space. I don't know, I think he's stuck in high school physics or something. Then again, I'm English, I don't know what high schools teach. Okay, well you need to get your bearings and tell me where on earth this place is, because you haven't so far, and I'm getting a little frustrated. Ooh, my axe is almost gone. I've actually considered using axes more like as weapons now, because they're more expensive than a sword, but they only do one half heart less damage, and they also can be used for actual like tool purposes. So there's reasons to have like an axe just on you all the time. And I don't know. There's something about wandering around hell, wielding an axe, and just hacking at pigmen. Something about that seems pretty cool, actually. So maybe I'll start doing that. I don't know. I don't think I can give an axe enchantments that are actually weapon-like and useful, but it'd be fun. I would have filled out these walls, by the way. I've been meaning to fill in these walls with the nether brick and such, but so far all I've got is the corners. Especially since I just had to do that ghast farm. I don't believe I mentioned this, but there was a video. I can't quite remember who did it, but there was a video that took the what's the phrase here? The urban legend, I guess, the myth that leaves are more likely to drop saplings or apples if you don't hit them, like if they just decay naturally. Turned that pretty... He took, I think it was like 2,000 or something like that trees. I'm probably greatly exaggerating there, but who knows, I can't remember specifically. And he removed all of the wood with MC Edit and just waited for them all to decay, and then he got a magic stick. And got rid of all the leaves that way by hand, which is a task I do not envy him of. And he basically showed that, in actuality, there's little, if any, actual truth to that story. So, a great deal of the design behind this tree farm is actually irrelevant. But, hey, there is one advantage. Having the trees further apart means I can walk in between them a lot easier most of the time. So, I don't know, I might try and re-engineer this place. I might just keep it as it is. Because it is still pretty, if nothing else. I'd much rather have... I'd rather have something attractive than ugly. Because, hey, I'm going to be here a while. If I could automate this place, that'd be fantastic, but I've yet to see many resource-light tree farms. Automated tree farms. Still, that'd be fun. That'd be fun. So where was I with the Higgs boson? Wait, how did I get onto the Higgs boson again? Good lord, I am rambling. It's about 11:15 at night right now, so I have my big mug of tea here, but if I start rambling, then well, I apologize, and maybe I'll give you a high-speed chipmunk version of my story, ending on some random tangent. Yeah, there was a few more of them actually that were on the this sounds ridiculous, I can't possibly believe it, which is kind of rich, coming from the people who basically believe Magic Man done it. But there was a few more people like that, and the way I look at that is the universe does not care what you think. Like, it's not sending out questionnaires, it's not giving referendums, it's just... the universe is. Humans were not here at the beginning. We probably won't be here at the end. The universe does not care what you think. You are not important to the universe's decisions on how it decides to work. Bearing in mind the universe also can't think, but that's a whole other story. And in the end, no matter how crazy it sounds, if it can be shown to be the evidenced truth of things, that's the evidenced truth of things. That's the end of it, really. Doesn't matter how crazy it seems, that's it. I believe the Sherlock Holmes' old, often quoted statement is, when you eliminate all that is possible, whatever is left, however improbable, must be the truth. And that's pretty much how science goes. We got a view to our melon. I keep calling it the melon farm. I should just call it the melon farm at this rate. And where's Martyn gone? There he is. Okay, need a new axe. Hello, Walter. Ever the faithful guardian, I see. Yeah, so... it's not exact. It may not be a particular source of comfort, and it may not seem particularly grand, but at the end of the day, that's how the universe works. And we know this. And if we know this, we kind of have to face up to that. If your Bible disagrees with reality, then that's your Bible's problem, not reality's. One of those we can change. course, then there's also the off-sided problem that science gives mankind no purpose or meaning, to which I say fantastic. I like that there is no inherent purpose or meaning to my life. And you know why? It's because it means I can make my own. It means I get to pick whatever universe I am, whatever universe of probability and reason and purpose to my life that I want. Purpose of my life could be the most fantastic karaoke singer in the universe, or the guy who builds a rocket and sends it to the sun because, hey, why not? But it can be whatever I want it to be, and I like that. I like that every single human being gets to pick their own purpose and future. And then, of course, there are the people who say, well, if science defines everything, then your brain is just a mass of chemicals and brain and neurons and all that, and you can't possibly have any kind of choice because it's all just chemical interaction. That's the strangest voice I put on in a while. Which, yeah, that's true. But and on that notion, if you can't tell the difference between it and anything else, is it really all that different? If your apple looks, sounds, tastes, squawks, whatever like a banana, is it really any different from saying it's a banana? You're hanging around here. Right? How's my pickaxe down? Is it around here? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Oh, no. You've got to be kidding me. Seriously? Seriously. Okay, Martyn, well, if this works, I'm probably going to be somewhat cross with you. Oh, come now. I know you can climb stairs. I know you can climb stairs. Good. We went all that way, and you're telling me it's in here. Okay, well, if we find it here... Oh, I'm going to murder you. I'm Seriously? Seriously? Okay, let's have a look around, shall we? Right, well, ladies and gentlemen, we have found the library. I'm kind of going to want to kill Martyn for this, but we have found the library. Yep, it's a little bit encrusted here, and in places. Let's see, now there should be an entrance to a maze somewhere. Yep. This way. I'm counting on you to actually navigate this, because you have a pathfinder and I don't. No, I think this is a dead end. This way? Hey. Okay, so... Well, we've got bookcases for days. Not sure what we use them for, probably decoration, if anything. Oh boy, this is going to take a while to excavate. Right. Let's get you back to your place, so you can actually, investigate things. I'm gonna give you some books. Right, there's 6 books. Where's he? Right, let's head back. Because apparently it's not actually that far a walk. And see about... I will dig this place out, and we shall... Do not jump in that lava stream. You had really better not jump in there. Well, isn't it? I'm not leaving you here. I am not. Come on. I leave you anywhere, you're liable to get yourself killed somehow. I have no idea what book section I just decided to harvest from there. Could be periodicals, could be economy, could be dark ancient knowledge. Hello MSN. That's from my other computer, so that's a fun one. Hey, stop shoving water around. Are you gonna... No, you're not. Watch as a gigantic horde of them now descend upon me. Come on, let's get you back in here, shall we? Right. You've got some books to read. Enjoy. I now have an entire place to just get stuff out of. So it's been sat right above our melon farm for like 12 episodes. All that time in preparation, honestly. Right. So we have access to a few new things then. Namely books, for the moment. I cannot believe that was right there. And the thing, it took him all of that time just to find a place that... never mind. Anyways, I'm going to have to dig this place out, because evidently a lot of it is just caked with netherrack. I also have no clue how lost I'm going to get in the process of this. I'm not entirely sure how long the episode's running at the moment. Lava lighting. Fantastic choice. You know, when the books happen to be flammable. Oh boy. Why is it that every single, like, thing that's just been left around in a Minecraft world has evidently been designed by someone who went tremendously insane? Maybe they'll populate it. Maybe in the future I go back in time and I'm the one that builds all of this, having been driven mad by being in here. I don't know. Yep, this should curve around, I think. Yep. Looks like it. Right. Books around here. And libraries tend to be a bit more organised than other things, just because they actually have a maze built into them. But even then, there's a degree of crazy. I'll excavate the ceiling at a later point, I think. Right, so where... This must be visible right above the area where I dug out the... where I dug out that staircase to get lava for the Iron Golem farm, then. I'm going to go back and look at that footage, because I'm sure I looked upwards at some point. Get our angles on. There we go, beautiful. Oh, I really hope those ghasts haven't spawned in this. If there's a single ghast in this library, things are going to really go badly. Hey. Right, well, if this episode has hit its time limit by now, I guess I'll see you later when I've actually finished digging out a whole bunch of this entryway at the least. Probably parts of the maze, but we'll see what I find in there. I kind of want to take you guys with that. If not, continue watching, I guess. Or, I don't know. If you've just got me in your watch later playlist, I guess you'll have to watch me regardless. It is so fun having that, it's this weird angle, I guess, where, you break the first piece of netherrack. Yeah, very smart. You break the first piece of netherrack basically instantaneously. And then every single one after that, basically instantaneously. I'm not entirely sure what causes it, but it's very handy. They try to clear out large areas of it. Only really works with iron pickaxes. You can do it with some other stuff with different types of pickaxes, but I, of course, am only really exposed to netherrack. Right. Yep, there's lighting in here. And that goes that way, definitely. And this goes this way. Which way should we go? Oh, that'll be terrible. I've just had the terrible thought that if there's a spawner of some kind in here, then I'm in a tight, condensed, constricted environment with it. Oh god, if there's a blaze spawner around here. That would do me in. Not this way then. Not that way either. So one thing you can always tell with a structure in the Nether is if it's still netherrack in that direction, then it's definitely not that way. Nope. 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 Mm-mm. Nope. Alright. I should probably leave torches so I can navigate back out of this. Ooh, this is gonna get a bit grueling. And there's the exit, right. Have I missed any chests somewhere around here? No. Whoa, that was big. Don't know what that was. I'll probably get Martyn researching some of these. If I can find out why they built the place in the first place. Not likely, but worth looking into nonetheless. Nope. Nope. Hello. That would be... yeah, that would be the exit. Or the entrance, I guess, in this particular case. Now, chests tend to be hidden at dead ends. So, that means we actually do have to get a bit lost around here. Aha, there's one. Of course, need to get rid of that above it. Get out me axe. Brewing stands! And some iron. Not a big deal, but brewing stands! 3 of them, no less. So if we can find some glass or some sand or bottles or something around here, we've got most of a brewing kit. Just leave that here. There. Okay. First piece of treasure. Oop. Second piece of treasure. Oh, I could not be happier right now. Oh. It's just so beautiful. Oh. Okay, so Who wants to guess what I'm going to be doing for the next 2 years? I haven't had pistons in so long. And they're sticky ones. Ah. And some coal, but I really don't care. Ah. Oh, that's awesome. Yes. Yes. I don't care how long it took me to find the planned place. Yes. Oh, that's wonderful. That way then. Who wants to see me probably die horribly in here now that I've got that? Nope. 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 Whoop, yes. Ah, another one. What have we got in here? Oh, you're... Is this library trolling me now? Is it actually trolling me? I might use that for tripwires later when those get added. Seriously? Ice? I knew that was something that could happen, but let's see, what have I found in order here? I found brewing stands, redstone including pistons, and now ice. And this has just been sitting above my... Oh, wow. Okay, I'm running out of torches here. Oh, and this goes as well. Oh, but not for long. Okay, well, let's head back. Oh dear. Which way is back? I'll leave that one for now, because I've got a full inventory. We'll stay at Nether, I'll admit, there's probably way more valuable things in that chest, but still. Which way is out again? Okay, torches. Okay, I suppose if all comes worst comes to worst, I can leap out here, but I don't know where that leads either. Okay. Not this way. Not that way either, though. So I guess it is this way. Okay, there's the exit, or entrance, and wow, what the hell is causing that? I mean, I've had lag in this, but I've never had lag that stops me moving like that for so long. That's impressive. Anyways. Oh, I hope parts of this aren't on fire. Now, if this was on fire, I'd be feeling a lot worse. Right. Out. Okay, well this is probably going to be a bit of a long episode already, but I hope you'll agree. A fairly worth it one. Oh, don't tell me that's gonna... I don't want to be driven mad by another slime. I did that already. In the last episode. Okay, well. I think that's enough for today. Martyn, you'll be pleased to know that the stuff I found makes me not want to kill you so much. How much do I have? 4. Ugh. I could automate the iron golem farm a little bit with that. It's well, if I can find some glass or some bottles, I'll probably invest at least 2 of those into some potion brewing. But hey, we have a use for our nether wart now, ostensibly. Oy. Yeah, clickety click. I'm really tired after all this. Hasn't even been that exhausting. It's just been long. And it's late at night, which is like probably the best time I could record this because it's quiet generally around the house. He says having had to break for the phone twice in the course of this. And good lord, there's a lot of you still. I feel like... Well, the golem's largely fixed. It's not like 20 over there, so... Just be left over. Need to fix that zombie attacked one, I guess. Whoa! Okay then. Excuse me while I deaf from above this ghast. Grab these. Can't pick up the flowers because I'm that overburdened right now. Whoa! Gotcha. Whew. I can't even pick up your goods. I need this apple though. Okay. Well, after all that, I'm gonna call it a night, and I shall see you all next time. Oh boy, it's been eventful, and it's gonna get more eventful very quickly. So, catch you next time. Ow. Okay, I'm officially panicking. Because there's a lot of nasty stuff here. Finally, there we go. The end of Player 1. This is another game we have to destroy basically every building that the opponent owns.